So our next guest is he's been I guess on the show once before, but it's been a while, maybe 3 years ago. And he is an author and a publisher, and he has a whole bunch of books he's written and a whole even bigger numbers, hundreds probably of books that he's published under Just Us Books. So he and his wife, Cheryl. So Wade Hudson, welcome back to Black Authors Matter TV.
Yes, Gwen, how are you doing?
Doing great.
Yeah, it's good to be back with you again. I think we've done this several times over the past year, so great to be with you.
Yeah, and you keep writing and publishing. So how many books have you published now? Well,
Oh,
written. No.
just
How
us
many books have you written?
personally. Oh,
Uh-huh.
it's well over 40. Over
Oh, okay.
40. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. And then how
And
many?
I mean, with what's going on in our country today, actually, I am more inspired to write uh our stories and share our history and our culture. So when what's the saying? When the tough gets going,
When the going gets tough, the tough.
The tough.
yeah, absolutely. So
Yeah,
that's
but
what I am.
also, situations can create opportunities. And
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah,
you have
yeah.
to seize them because a lot of times the time will pass. And if you didn't take advantage of the opportunity at that time, then you may have missed out on reaching some people you could have reached.
Yeah,
So now
yeah, yeah.
you have two books. Did
Well,
you?
I have a memoir that I did 2 years ago. This
Mhm.
past year, 2025, um, I published a middle grade uh, novel called The Reckoning, and it won several awards, including the Black Caucus of the American Library Association
Mhm.
Honor Book Award in the
Okay.
25. Um, and I have several books coming out this year. I think you saw my post on Facebook for Black Boys, I See You, which
Yes.
is a picture book that will be released in September of this year.
Okay. Okay. I thought it was out already, but it
No,
doesn't
it's
come
not.
out until
Actually, I'm
September.
excited about it. We've gotten wonderful feedback. I mean, people love it. The art is great, and I think the message is on point, lifting up and encouraging Black boys. They certainly need it today. And again, the illustrations, Keith Mallett did a wonderful job with the illustrations.
Okay. Does he illustrate all of your books or?
No, we've used different illustrators over the years. E.B. Lewis illustrated a book I did 2 years ago called Invincible: Fathers and Mothers of Black America. Don Tate illustrated The Day Mother Voted,
Okay.
that came out a year and a half ago. So there are a number of wonderful, very talented illustrators that we've worked with over the years, including, Just Us Books.
So when you say including Justice Book, oh, you mean that you work
Yeah,
with for your
because,
books and the publishing
yeah,
company too.
right. I'm sort of referencing my personal books, but
Okay.
Just Us Books as a publishing company, we've used a lot of Black illustrators over the years. In fact, we've given some an opportunity to be published for the very first time. So we're happy about, because we've been around, Gwen. This is
Yeah.
what is our 38th year.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I became aware of you when we had our when we first went online with cushcity.com and then we opened our
I
brick and mortar
remember. I
store.
remember. And that's
Mm-hmm.
how long ago was that?
25, 20, 26 years, 27 years.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
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 So we
So
we're hanging tough, right?
you all are, and it's been you and your wife the whole time.
Yeah, my wife and I, but also my daughter Katura works with the company, and our son Stefan, and of course we have other employees. And in fact, two members of my family had been with the company for 30 plus years. So it's a family affair as well.
That's wonderful.
Extended family affair.
Right. That's wonderful. Because, you know, family businesses can't, well, all business is challenging,
Absolutely.
but, you know, 5 years is that mark where they say if you last 5 years, you have more of a likelihood to continue on. But having your children and your extended family involved with the business is not always a simple or easy thing to
No, it's
do.
not. No, it's not.
It's
We've been fortunate. We've not really had any major problems. I've heard horrible stories of families trying to work together over the years, but we've really never had that kind of problem. There's genuine respect that we have for each other, uh, from the top on down, and I think that's important. And everybody is valued. Everybody's important. Everyone has a important role to play, and we encourage each other to fulfill those roles, carry out the responsibilities, and so we're blessed. We're blessed.
now you had a book called Defiant. Was that your memoir?
Yeah, that was my memoir that came out
Okay.
3 years ago,
Okay.
and it did extremely well. Won a number of awards and was on bestseller lists as well. Um, and the book is about my growing up years in Louisiana during the civil rights era, and it's ironic because for a lot of young readers, that period is like 300 or 400 years in the past,
Right.
you know, and so it's
Right.
good to really bring that back, so that they can understand and appreciate the progress that has been made. Because what I do show in my memoir is how much progress has been made during my lifetime, uh, because the world that I was born in is in many ways so different than the world that I'm living in now. Um, I mean, I share, how much progress women have made, since I was a little kid. When I was growing up, you would rarely see a woman doing the news, you know, having any important position um, in society. Very few. Um, in the 1970s, I think, was the first time that women could actually get their own credit cards in their own names. Before they had to get them in the names of a father or a husband. So I
That's
mean, things
true.
like that we take for granted now. It's important to recognize that you know those rights, that progress had to be fought for, and some people paid the ultimate price for it. And of course, the civil rights movement and what has taken place because of that, we certainly have a long way to go. There are so many more challenges that we face now, but we can't overlook, you know, the progress that has taken place, because if we do that, we doing an injustice to those folks who fought for that progress, and we want
I
to
think that's
lift them up.
important about knowing our history and sharing our history. Um, we can't think that we're the first to do anything.
Absolutely, 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 and that became real to us when we started Just Us Books in 1988. Um, we were thinking, we are doing this um, ourselves for the first time, and no one else really has done it to the extent that we were doing it. So we started doing our research, and we found out that from the beginning and back to the late 1700s, Black people have been fighting and struggling to tell their stories, to get their poems or their plays or their books uh, published. the first black newspaper was started in 1827, Freedom Journal. So we're standing on the shoulders of giants. And so when we talk about our company, we also share that story, that legacy of our people fighting to tell their stories.
Mhm.
Yeah. So how many books has Just Us Books published over the
We've done
years?
hundreds of books
Hundreds.
over the years. We've also partnered, Gwen, with some major publishers. We've partnered with Scholastic,
Okay.
partnered with Penguin Random House. We've even partnered with Zondervan, which is a religious
Mm-hmm.
publisher that does children's books.
Well, I'm familiar with them because they
So, I
used
mean,
to do Bibles.
huh?
Zondervan used to publish Bibles. I don't know if they
And
still do,
actually, we
but
did two black focused
yeah.
Bibles with them for children and teens.
What was the name of it? Was it like seemed like I had bought one for my daughter when she was a little girl. Um, did it have like a colorful color with children on the front?
Yeah, well, there was two Bibles. One was aimed at teens. I think it was the African American Bible for Teens was the
Okay.
name of that one. And what we did in the back of the book or the back of the Bible, we answered questions that we felt young people needed to know answers to. So they're like maybe 60 pages, who is God? Um, what can I do if I'm afraid? So we provide scriptures that they can read and a perspective on how the scripture could be used for that. And the other one is the African American Children's Bible, and it has illustrations of characters in the Bible that
Mm.
are black.
I think that was the one that I
Yeah,
got
yeah.
years ago. Well, my daughter's 29 now.
Okay.
So I think maybe she was maybe 4, 5, 6 in there when
Hmm.
I got that
Hmm.
that Bible for her. And we used to sell it in our store. We
Yeah,
used to
yeah,
sell you
yeah.
all's books in our store. The Afro-Bets books. Um,
Well, we still have the Afrobets ABC book is still
uh,
available. It's still, in fact, some of the earlier books that we published, Bright Eyes, Brown Skin,
yeah,
is
we sold that one.
still been, the Afrobets Book of Black Heroes, still available.
Okay.
Um, so
It was interesting to me
most
that
of
you
our
mentioned,
backlist books
um,
are still available and still sell.
Okay.
but one thing that you mentioned was the partnership with Scholastic. And over the years, I've heard parents and some teachers mention that they did not see a lot of Black authors represented with Scholastic. So I was kind of happy to hear that you were partnering with Scholastic because I was hoping that that would help to get more Black titles and more Black authors into Scholastic. Were you able to get
Well,
more?
yeah, we actually that partnership gave birth to I think 16 books that we did with them. But they do have a fairly aggressive publishing schedule for black books. They do. Now there's the Scholastic Publishing, right? And then there's the Scholastic Book Fairs. So a lot of parents of students in school know about Scholastic's book fair
Right.
because those books come to the school system, right? And there's always been a challenge with the Scholastic Book Fair because they don't carry many diverse books, and
Right.
that's still an issue.
Mhm.
Um, we used to get requests from schools. They would call us and say, "Well, Scholastic is coming, but we know they're not going to bring a lot of books. Can you bring some of your books and sell along with Scholastic?" We did that for maybe 3 or 4 years, but that still is a problem. Of course, the big problem now is books being challenged and being banned across the country. So
Mhm.
So
that
have any of your books been banned?
yes, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. A lot of books written by our friends have been banned. challenged, and it's a big problem, and it's larger than books being banned. I think there's a concerted attack on Black history, Black culture, the Black experience, actually on Black people in general. I mean, I was just reading about a month ago that of the workers that have been fired because of DEI, more than 300,000 are Black women. 300,000 Black women have lost their jobs this year. And I'm sure the number is larger now. You know, they are attacking um, our museums, particularly the ones that receive federal funding. Trying to get certain uh, uh, artifacts and displays that focus on Black history out of the museum. So there's a concerted attack, and we really have to stand up and fight back against that. We cannot just sit still and let that happen. In fact, I was just reading, I started reading an article in the New York Times where it's talking about how Donald Trump and this right-wing agenda is reshaping every state in the union, every state, and I'll go back after we finish this interview and read that article, but I want to see more details about it. But that's what's happening. That's what's happening. And Project 25 is being implemented. And they're trying to take us back to 1940s and 30s when white men, mostly with money, ran everything.
Yeah, well, we're not going back there.
No, we got to fight against it.
We're not going back
Yeah.
there. These are not the same people. How you were talking earlier about how young people think the civil rights movement was like 400 years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
But even with, my parents and how they grew up in a rural society, it's hard for me to visualize any of it,
Mm-hmm.
because that wasn't my experience.
Right.
So, um,
Well, that's why books are so important because
yeah,
you can uh
you can convey what took
yeah,
place.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
can keep the storyline going. You can keep
absolutely.
the
And there's so
details going.
many, I
Mhm.
mean, there's so much that's still not covered or have been written about in the Black experience. I mean, I do a lot of reading and I run across all these wonderful people who've done so many great, wonderful things that nobody knows about. So that's what I've been doing over the last year or so is writing manuscripts about some of these people. Um,
Hmm.
listen, we come
Have you
from
published them?
huh?
Have you published the
No,
ones?
no, no. They are manuscripts now, but
Right, that's what I was.
yeah, they will be published. You
So
know,
are they on a like a for young readers
yeah,
or?
yeah. So all of our books are for young readers. For picture books on up to YA. Uh,
Oh, okay.
what
I
we
didn't
do.
realize that.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay, but I mean, it makes sense now because that's really pretty much all I've seen from
Yeah,
just
that's
such
all we
books.
do. Yeah.
But
In
I did.
fact, our company is the only Black-owned company, independent
Mhm,
Black-owned company
mhm.
that publishes books for young readers exclusively. There are several other Black publishing companies like Black Classic Press, Paul Coates, um, Third World Press, Hakeem Booty, uh, Africa
Mhm.
World Press, Casahone Chico, and they are what we call, along with Just Us Books, the legacy publishers. And actually, Just Us Books is the baby of the group. Uh,
Oh,
you know, Paul Coates started about 10 years before we did. Third World Press has been around since the Black Arts Movement, 1960s. Africa World Press has been around for about 40 plus years as well. And so we're still, staying the course and still publishing books about our people and for our people.
Well, one thing I really like about the books that you all do, it's just they're just so well illustrated.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know, so
absolutely.
colorful. And you mentioned Keith Mallet. He we used to sell his art when we had our store.
Yeah,
To
yeah,
sell his art in our store, and then a lot of his art got licensed onto like art plaques and things. We were selling those, so we had a lot of his work, not
yeah.
not book illustrate. I didn't know he even did book illustrations, but we had a lot of his art. I'm pretty sure I have some in
Well,
my
he's
house.
he's he is awesome, man. He really is. I mean, I wish I had the artwork to show for the book that we're talking about. Actually, I don't know if you can. This is the cover.
Okay,
Can
it's
you see
beautiful.
that?
Yes,
Yes.
beautifully done.
Yeah, I mean, he's awesome.
Mm.
Um, so I'm excited about this book, and I also have another one coming out in September. It's called "What Shall We Tell You," and it's a book that is aimed at encouraging and lifting up uh, young people as we try to deal with this toxic environment. You know, we want to let them know that we love them. We're here to support them, no matter what they're going through. They will get through it. Our ancestors got through it. We'll get through it too, and they will. So it's a book of a love poem, really, to young children.
Mm.
So I'm happy about that one too.
So, if someone wanted to get their books published through Just Us Books, how would
Well,
they go about it?
yeah, you would have to go to our website, www.justusbooks.com, and there's information there that can direct an aspiring writer or illustrator on how to submit work and what we are looking for. So that's what I would encourage them to do, to go to our
Are there
website.
any specific genres you're looking for at this time?
I'm sorry.
Are there any specific genres that you're looking for at this time?
We're always looking for manuscripts aimed at the middle grades, um, from a grade 4 through 6. So that's the 9 through 12 age range.
Mhm.
Um, but, I would say, to go to the website and just because it changes from time to time. Sometimes we're looking for certain books because we need those genre books, and so we're looking for manuscript for those. And sometimes we're working on a certain genre for we got 4 or 5 years planned out. So it depends on what we're
Okay.
doing. Yeah.
Now, are there any types of books that you all aren't looking for because it's saturated on
Well, we,
subjects
we
or
we've never published animal books
okay.
that have animals as the characters. And the reason for that is uh, major publishers used to publish these books so they didn't have to feature black characters. That was
Mm,
their way of getting around publishing black children or black people in the books. So
that was a huge
With it.
concern. Like recently, people were noticing that with cartoons that were being cartoon movies or animated movies that were being released,
yeah,
they were obviously cartoons about people of color,
yep.
but they were being turned into animals or shapes or things
Hmm.
like that instead of letting the characters be people of color.
Absolutely. Yeah, that has been going on for years and years. So we push back against that.
Okay.
not to say that there ain't some wonderful uh, animal books, but when it's done to answer the call for diverse books, so you have books with animals to
Right.
answer that need or that call, and we said no, no, so that's why we've never really published a book that has animals in it, and we will not do that.
Okay, that's interesting. I didn't know that was going to be the answer. You
What were
know,
you expecting?
I didn't know what to expect,
Okay.
but I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, but I mean, there's so much about the Black experience that, as I said earlier, that that are not in books. So
Hmm.
what I encourage aspiring Black writers is to, look for subject matter that has not been published. You know, I think what tends to happen often, if a particular topic is successful as a book, then a lot of people want to jump on that topic. So you end up finding, you know, 30 Harriet Tubman books, for
Yes.
example, when
Yes.
there are so many other um, abolitionists or Black leaders who've done so many great things to advance our cause, um, that no one knows about, you know.
Mhm.
Um,
And along those lines, for years, everybody heard about Rosa Parks.
yeah,
Just in recent years, people started hearing about Claudette Colvin.
Claudette, yeah, absolutely,
Passed
absolutely.
away in the last month or so,
Yeah,
uh,
well, she passed away last week, right?
weeks ago, a couple of
And
weeks
Yeah,
that's
ago. Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, but
I
there
think the
were
New York
books.
Times did an article on her, I think yesterday, maybe Sunday.
Okay,
Yeah. So
but there
she's
were recently books published about her
yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
recent years.
Same
So,
thing with Ruby Bridges. I mean, there were no books really about her until maybe 20 years ago, I think, roughly 20 years ago. And
mhm,
such a phenomenal story and courage exemplified by this 6-year-old kid, 7-year-old kid,
mhm.
and very few people knew about it. Now, I mean, she's an icon because a couple of people wrote about it. And well, George Ford, a good friend of ours, actually illustrated the first picture book about her.
mm,
And Scholastic did the book.
okay. Okay. Well, we're at the end of our time, Wade.
Oh, wow. Where does the
Yeah,
time
it
go? This
goes
went
life
quickly.
goes fast. It does.
Goes
Yeah.
fast. It's been
But
a good conversation.
Yeah,
yeah, but
absolutely. Absolutely.
thank you thank you for your perseverance and your commitment to what you do, because I think people don't realize how much of a commitment it is
Absolutely.
to
Absolutely.
persevere in this space.
Yeah. Yeah.
um as
Absolutely.
you have to be committed. You can't just
Absolutely.
be totally motivated by money, although money does solve all things, as the Bible says. but but you
Yeah,
need to have the commitment, and you've withstood the test of time.
absolutely.
And
And so have you. And I congratulate you on what you've done. What you do is so important because you give us a platform. You promote our books, and we need more like you. So thank you.
well, you're welcome. And where are you all based out of?
We're actually in New Jersey.
Okay.
In New
Okay.
Jersey, yeah,
Okay.
You're
yeah. And
from
Okay.
just for those
Louisiana?
those
Did I hear
people
you
who
say
may
you were
be
from
interested,
Louisiana?
I'm sorry.
Did I hear you say you were from Louisiana, or had you
I'm
been?
I'm originally from Louisiana, right? But I
Mhm.
left Louisiana decades ago, so we've been
Okay, see,
living
I'm
here in
I'm
New
from
Jersey.
Louisiana as well.
You are? What about?
I'm from New Orleans.
Okay, yeah. I went to college at Southern University in Baton Rouge.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
wonderful.
yeah,
okay. Okay.
yeah,
Wow. Okay.
yeah.
Well, it's a small world. At least once a month, we both, one or the other of us, find out that a guest is from our hometown. So that, so that I mean, it's a small world.
It
So,
is. It really is. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
so anyway, thanks so much, Wade. Say hello to
Thank
your
you.
friends for
See you
us.
guys later. Take care.
Okay.
Bye
Have a
bye.
good night.